Hello everyone. Today I'm out doing something I haven't done in a few months, and that is a gravel ride. Yes, I'm on pavement right now, but there's gravel in here, I promise. My gravel bike is actually a mountain bike. It's a Salsa Timberjack. I just used it to ride in the Serenity 25, which is part of the Butte 100 series of races. So I had a totally different setup on here, suspension fork, mountain bike tires, all that stuff. The past week or so I've been thinking, should I swap everything back out and turn this into my gravel bike? Because I really enjoyed it for the trails around here. It's been a really fun mountain bike. So I started to look more into actual gravel bikes, and I realized something. You don't need a gravel bike. In fact, a mountain bike might even be a better option for you. Just depends on what you're riding. I was kind of thinking about, should I get a dedicated gravel bike? What should I do there? Or should I go the other way and get a dedicated mountain bike, as weird as that sounds, but use this mountain bike as my gravel bike? And then today or yesterday, Dusty Betty, Tess, she posted a video called something about her first gravel ride. And in it, she's riding a Kodik something. I don't know what it's called, but it's Kodik's gravel bike, which to be honest is basically just a drop bar mountain bike. She went on this ride and you could tell there was a little bit of hesitation, or it was a little bit brutal. I haven't talked to her about it, but it seems like it wasn't the most enjoyable experience. And you know, I left a comment saying, here's why I like to ride gravel, but here's my caveats of I use a mountain bike and I like bigger tires and I don't really like drop bars that much. And she even made the point, the age-old debate of why not just use a hardtail, you know, or a rigid mountain bike. And I could totally relate to her on that, like, why not? And then Russ from Path Less Pedaled also put out a recent video that he started off with something like, gravel bikes are dead. And I thought, wait, this is kind of a gravel-centric channel. What does he mean? I think what he means is that the ATB, or the all-terrain bike, is kind of what is coming out of gravel. There will always be a need for a racy gravel bike, one that resembles more of a road bike. You know, you can see that in the popularity of things like Unbound Gravel and Mid-South and all these huge events that are just gaining in popularity. But this is kind of where I agree with Russ. Unless you're trying to put down some serious records and race really seriously, or maybe most of what you're riding is pavement and then well-maintained gravel, or, you know, pretty smooth stuff, I think something that fits bigger tires, bigger than 45 millimeter, something that has a more relaxed geometry, and maybe even has some suspension, I think that's where it's really at. So maybe this ride isn't the best representation of my point. You know, I've been on pavement for almost 7 miles, and the dirt I'm about to hit is pretty well maintained, so, you know, those racier bikes would do great. However, am I ever trying to race someone out here? No. I just want to go for a fun ride out here because it's pretty, at least besides the smoke. But this isn't what most of my rides look like that I would take this bike on. And I'm a big believer in having the right bike for the job. So when most people say they want to get a gravel bike or get into gravel, I think most people really are looking for more of an all-terrain bike. Just something they could take on bike paths, dirt roads, maybe something a little more intense, Forest Service roads, double track. If you want to do that on something with drop bars and pretty narrow tires, go for it. More power to you. Maybe you're rarely getting into the more chunky stuff where you'd rather have something like that, or maybe you like to race, go really, really fast. But I think a lot of people aren't. A lot of people just want to go out for a good ride, maybe race themselves, but I just want something that can handle pretty much whatever I'm going after. If I was riding on pavement all the time, I'd probably just get a road bike. If I was gonna be on single track and really chunky stuff all the time, I'd just get a mountain bike with suspension. So I guess the gist of what I'm saying is that gravel, as I've said before, is a really loose term. Kind of is just whatever you want it to be. So your gravel bike does not have to have drop bars, does not have to have skinnier tires. The industry even agrees it doesn't have to be rigid. Look at all the suspension forks for gravel coming out. So if you think you'd be uncomfortable on drop bars, don't get them. Get flat bars. There are a lot of options out there. In the wise words of one of my childhood heroes, Mr. Bob Ross, this is your world. You can do what you want in it. So this video is a little bit different than my normal, but it's just some thoughts I wanted to get out there. And I have a 4-day-old baby and I'm sleep deprived. So I'm just lucky to be out on a ride. I wanted to get these out there while I was thinking them. If you enjoyed this video or want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Lets me know that you like what you're seeing. Also leave a like and be sure to drop a comment down below as well. Let me know what your idea of a gravel bike is, what you're riding, and what you prefer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.